Hi guys, welcome to our travel channel Bring Me the Sun. If you're not familiar with our channel, we're a full-time world schooling travelling family from Australia. We're currently in the beautiful Cambodia. We've come down from Phnom Penh to the base of Cambodia to an island called Koh Rong, and can I just say it's stunning. We've been here for 3 nights now and we're loving it. But today we're talking with you today about another beautiful part of the world in Bali. So earlier this year we spent a month in Bali and we thoroughly enjoyed our time there. The country really captured our hearts. We started in Sanur, knowing that it was a family-friendly location, and we spent a majority of our time on the northeast side of Bali in a beachy, more of a beach town called Amed. The kids and just in the background there in the water. That was my little girl in the hammock, Summer. And so today we wanted to share with you our travel experience in Bali with children, and hopefully give you some insight and just help to inspire you on your family's travel journey as well. We hope you enjoy the episode, and if you do, don't forget to subscribe and like for more episodes like this, and we'll be bringing to you Cambodia very shortly. Safe travels. With a population of approximately 4.5 million, Bali is an ideal holiday destination and has a growing population of expats, currently estimated to be around 600,000. Once you've been to this beautiful country, it's easy to understand why so many foreigners are choosing to call Bali home. With its beautiful beaches, breathtaking rice fields, and kind-hearted people, our experience of living in Bali for a month was nothing short of incredible. A world away from the typical westernized lifestyle to a far more peaceful and harmonious one. We know people's experiences can vary, but we have to say that our personal experience of entering into Bali and through immigration was very quick and a lot more laid back than most other countries we've entered into, although not as laid back as Fiji. Visas cost each of us 50 AU, so 250 AU in total. And we never tend to book transfers online. We've always found it a lot cheaper to just take up an offer once we've reached our destination, and we found Bali to be no different. We started our journey in Sanur at a motel called the Aden Harmony. We stayed in a family room for $32 USD a night, and this was inclusive of breakfast. It was a great location. It was just a walk to the beach, a walk to restaurants, markets and convenience stores. The pool was great, breakfast was okay, and the people, of course, were lovely. If we were to go back again, I'd just be a little bit more particular with our room selection, as it was very spacious with all the essentials, but the cleanliness of the bathroom was not great. It was dated, which also didn't help. But we enjoyed our stay here and the convenience that it offered. Sanur for us was the perfect introductory to Bali. Meals range from $4 to $9, all in lovely laid out restaurants. We'd recommend getting breakfast included in your accommodation though, especially if you're early risers, as a lot of businesses, they tend to open a little later in the morning at around 11. We're not early risers, we're generally late to bed and up later in the morning. However, if it's an option, we generally do opt to include it in our accommodation. And with this particular accommodation, it was only an extra $15 a day. So it just made sense, and that was for a family of 5. So on to prams. We had heard from others not to use prams on the sidewalks in Bali. However, I guess it depends totally on where you're staying and what type of pram you have. For us, we took our pram out onto the streets in Sanur and we managed just fine. Our favourite restaurant was called Jardin, and ironically it was actually the first place that we ate at after arriving in Sanur late in the afternoon. We settled into our room, we cooled down with a swim, and then we went for a little walk just to check out the area and grab some dinner. We ended up just a few stores down from our accommodation at this lovely restaurant. It has a great menu, great food, it has entertainment, and of course lovely staff. From that point we tried many different restaurants and cafes, and most of them were very nice. In Sanur there's little convenience stores situated everywhere with all the essentials. They're very affordable. Nappies are a lot less than what we pay for them in Australia. Probably the only thing I'd mention, and it's been across the board so far travelling through Southeast Asia and mainly applies to long-term travellers, is don't rely on baby formulas here. There's a very small range. They're the same price as what they are in Australia, which can be expensive, but definitely not the same quality. So bring a full supply if you're coming to Bali on holidays. Food pouches, these can be handy on travel days as well, or if you're not sure how Bub will take to the new foods. So the travel pouches are also not readily available, and if they are, it's in a very limited selection.
We have to go in there. I'm only going there
Sanur Beach.
This is not even the real Bali water. It gets nicer.
The waterfront along Sanur is very nice. There are a lot of high-end resorts here if you were interested in staying in a higher-end resort. And some of these resorts, if you're not staying in them, they offer day passes. So you can pay to utilise their pool, their bar, their restaurant for a very low cost. It's generally around $5 per person. So that's great to do for the day. There are also numerous restaurants, cafes, ice cream shops, and plenty of places to get a nice cold drink. If you're wanting to swim, we'd recommend that you head down at high tide, as everything is so much nicer when the water's up, including your swimming, obviously. But it's beautiful for a morning walk or an evening stroll, as the paths are really well maintained and they're great for bicycles or prams as well. There are some lovely little stalls and stores all along the streets of Sanur where locals are selling clothes, adults' clothes, kids' clothes, baby clothes, souvenirs and kids' toys at great prices. We can say that we thoroughly enjoyed our time here and the people were very kind. After some research, we decided that we would move on to Amed, which is about a 3-hour drive from Sanur, although Google Maps will tell you otherwise due to the slow pace of the traffic. Our first stop in Amed was a beautiful little spot called Bamboo Bali. Our little double villa was located right by the pool with a beautiful ocean view, costing us just $34 a night. This included breakfast for the 5 of us and the room was serviced each day. It was lovely coming home to a nice clean space, no cooking or cleaning required. The staff at Bamboo Bali were very kind and helpful. We can highly recommend. The only thing I'd mention is if you have toddlers, just be mindful that there is full access to the pool 24/7. But we had beautiful views of the sunset over the ocean and the pool. About 30 minutes out of Amed is the famous Lempuyang Temple, which is one of Bali's oldest and most highly regarded temples. It is also believed to predate the majority of Hindu temples on the island. The entrance fee for Lempuyang Temple is $7 per person. You'll also need to pay $3.50 per person to take a shuttle that brings you to the top of the mountain where you'll find the Lempuyang Temple entrance. We didn't get the famous photo at the gates of heaven. We did wait for around 2 hours though in a queue, but in the end we decided that we didn't want to wait around any longer. We're not early risers, so we weren't up there at the crack of dawn, but apparently if you do get up there nice and early, you can avoid the crowds. In saying that, we still got some really beautiful pictures and enjoyed taking in the breathtaking views from the top of the temple.
see dogs.
There's so many dogs on this mountain.
We tried many different local restaurants in that area of Amed, and our best value for money restaurant would have to be the Bamboo Bali restaurant, which was located directly across from Bamboo Bali Villas, which made it nice and convenient. We ate really well and relatively healthy at the restaurant. It's situated right along the beach, which is really pretty, and we would spend on average about 25 AU a night for the 5 of us. They've got a good range of food options, it's fresh produce, and it was located just at our doorstep, and the fact that it was situated along the beach was really lovely too. Our favourite co-working play space was definitely Sunset Point in Amed. It's got a beautiful view, it's a fun location, and it was a great space for the kids to play while we got some work done. There's no entrance fee, but you are required to spend a minimum amount on food. So we'd line it up for lunch or dinner. The food was okay, but the menu is quite limited. They would often be playing music, and if you were there during the early evening, you also got to see the beautiful sunset over Amed. So one afternoon that we were there, we literally got there and it was beautiful and sunny, and then to head home we literally got washed away. We walked back in the rain, but you know, it's always warm in Bali, so it was okay. We made it in the end. Amed does have a couple of gyms, but they do vary in price. John actually went to 2 different gyms, $3 USD per visit, and although there was nothing fancy about it, it was definitely adequate. The Bali dog. Going for a swim. Followed us all the way to the beach. We're waiting for our boat.
Yet. We're waiting for the boat.
Waiting for the boat.
And Captain's gone for the
One of our favourite days that we had while we were in Amed was an island hopping trip we did. We took a private boat to 2 different locations. One was great for snorkeling. We were taken to a Japanese shipwreck, and the other was great just for relaxing and swimming. The beach had the iconic crystal clear water that you think of when you think of Bali. And the cost was 32 USD, and this included the snorkeling gear as well. It was really convenient. We walked just from our accommodation across the road to the beach, where the boat picked us up, and it was just us, because it was just a little local boat, and it took off from there and it dropped us off there at the end of the day, and obviously we could just walk back to our accommodation. So it was super convenient, as well as just a really lovely day out. A nice experience for everyone. Although we loved our little villa in Bamboo Bali, our favourite accommodation would have to be at Jardin. The accommodation type is best described as little huts. They're so cute and cosy. The grounds are immaculately kept. There's lush gardens, wildlife, and the surrounding hills just gives this space a beautiful, peaceful vibe. We felt so at home here. The owners and the girls that work there, they're amazing. Nothing was too much trouble from the moment they picked us up to the day we left. Everything there is within walking distance, so that's including access to the beach, convenience stores, restaurant, a sunset pool up at Sunset Point, yoga, gym, massage, and more. Everything was just nice and easy, and we could highly recommend Jardin if you are going to Amed. It really is a home away from home. And just across from Jardin, at the Lipa beach, they have glass-bottom canoes available for hire, along with all of your snorkeling gear, sun chairs and umbrellas. They have beautiful crystal clear water and that iconic black sand. We often spent our mornings at the beach and our afternoons just hanging out, working, playing, chatting and laughing with our new friends, and in the evenings out for dinner, unwinding, just enjoying this simple lifestyle and having the time to really connect with each other and our surroundings.
Bye.
Immunisations for Bali. So on top of the usual immunisation schedule required in Australia, our GP recommended typhoid, Hep A and cholera. Your immunisations will be dependent on where you'll be going in Bali and how many shots you're comfortable to have. We did our own research, and for our family, we chose to have Hep A, typhoid. At the time, there was a shortage on cholera immunisation, so we left that one. We pay extra caution while staying in areas that have a higher rate of mosquito-borne illnesses by the basics, utilising higher grade mosquito repellent, choosing appropriate accommodation, and covering up when we need to.
Piglets.
They're piglets. Hi! Good, thank you.
Little baby pigs.
Oh, little baby pigs.
How long did they get in the rabbit?
Week.
Oh, look, he's scratching himself. Another popular attraction just 30 minutes out of Amed is the Royal Palace, Tirta Gangga. I'm hoping that I'm pronouncing this correctly. It is a royal palace. It consists of the Royal Water Palace, bathing pools and temple. This 1 hectare complex was built in 1946 by the late King of Aurangzeb, but was destroyed almost entirely by a nearby volcanic eruption in 1963. It's named after the river Ganges in Hinduism, and the waters are considered to be sacred. They're cherished for irrigation and agricultural abundance. So don't forget to take your swimmers. There's also a cafe on site and plenty of memorable photo opportunities as well. Our favourite restaurant in this area would have to be Gusto's. It's got a great menu, amazing food and beautiful views. It's quite small though, so we'd recommend heading up there out of peak times. And on average, our bill was around 29 USD. After leaving Amed, we ventured into Kuta. Kuta was not somewhere we planned to stay for long. It was just a couple of nights, so we could be close to the airport. We always find it safer to be close to the airport when we're flying out, just to minimise any traffic disruptions. We stayed in a basic double studio room. It had all the necessities, was clean and tidy, a practical option for 34 USD a night, and that was inclusive of breakfast. There was a pool that we utilised in the evenings, and if you're not planning on spending much time at your accommodation, then it's a cost-effective stay if you're in the area. While in Kuta, we found a perfect little co-working play space just at the local mall, and we also got a cinema fix for just $6 each at the luxury Gold Class cinema. It was a really great facility. We weren't sure what to expect, but it was very modern with fully reclinable chairs, super comfy, and an amazing price. We're used to paying much more than that, so it was lovely. The boys also got to eat at the Krusty Krab, so they were pretty happy with that. We hope you've enjoyed our episode on Bali. If you have, don't forget to like and subscribe for our future episodes on travelling Asia, where we cover Malaysia and taking advantage of their 3-month visa. We stayed a month in each Johor Bahru, KL and the beautiful Penang. If you have any questions, pop them in the comments section below. We'll be happy to answer them. We'll also include any links to anything that might be helpful to you. And we'll be bringing to you Cambodia very shortly.
Make sure to like and subscribe. Here's the like button. Peace.
Thanks guys.